India continues to achieve new milestones in fight against COVID-19. New peak of near 9 lakh tests done in last 24 hours. 30 states, union territories performed better on maintaining positivity rate at 8.81% compared with weekly national average rate of 8.84%. Worldwide tally of those infected by coronavirus goes beyond 2.20 crore. Over 7.7 lakh lose the battle. Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviews preparations for National Master Plan for providing multimodal connectivity to various economic zones. Master Plan to boost productivity, infrastructure, economic progress and opportunities for youngsters. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu to release the results of Untitled Ranking of Institutions on Innovation Achievements 2020 today. This year, ARIIA 2020 ranking will be announced virtually in view of the COVID-19 pandemic. Ministry of Human Resource Development to be known as Ministry of Education from now on. President approves the name change. Decision among important changes in draft new education policy after cabinet approval last month. Flood situation remains grim in Bihar. Over 81.56 lakh people across 16 districts in grip of floods. Several rivers including Ganga above danger mark in many places, while in Uttar Pradesh 788 villages across 15 districts are flood affected. Inter Milan thrashed Shakhtar Donetsk to reach Europa League final. Romelu Lukaku scored in his 10th consecutive Europa game as he braces help Italian club blank Donetsk 5-0, set up a final against Sevilla. And Simona Halep withdraws from US Open over COVID-19 concerns. 6 of the top 8 women in WTA rankings won't play in New York, as world number 1 Ash Barty and defending champion Bianca Andreescu have also withdrawn from the tournament. Good afternoon and welcome to this bulletin. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Focused implementation of center-led strategies has ensured that prompt identification, timely isolation and effective clinical treatment leading to reduced case of COVID fatality. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, 30 states, union territories performed better than the national average. Aggressive testing leads to early identification and isolation of COVID-19 positive cases. According to Indian Council of Medical Research, 3,941,264 samples were tested up to 17th of August for COVID-19. Of this, over 8,99,000 samples were tested just yesterday. This, coupled with efficient clinical treatment, brings the fatality rate down. Even with such a high level of testing, the positivity has remained low, that is 8.81%, as compared to the weekly national average of 8.84%. Meanwhile, Maharashtra remains the worst affected state from deadly COVID-19 pandemic in the country. 8,493 COVID cases have been reported from Maharashtra in the past 24 hours. Besides, some 11,391 patients were discharged yesterday. A total of 4,28,514 patients have been cured till date. The patient recovery rate in the state stands at 70.9%. According to State Health Ministry, currently there are a total of 1,55,268 active patients in the state. Meanwhile, talking about Karnataka, where 6,317 persons tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. As per the daily official bulletin, 115 deaths were reported in the past 24 hours, while 7,071 patients were also discharged. They were cured and discharged. The active cases in Karnataka currently stands at 80,643. Meanwhile, in Tamil Nadu, 5,890 persons tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. 120 deaths were reported, while 5,667 patients were discharged in the past 24 hours. And the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration yesterday met the leading domestic vaccine manufacturers. These include Serum Institute of India, Pune, Bharat Biotech, Hyderabad, Zydus Cadila, Ahmedabad, Genova Biopharmaceuticals, Pune, Biological E, Hyderabad. The meeting was mutually beneficial and productive. It provided the National Expert Group with inputs about the present stage of various candidate vaccines being developed by the indigenous manufacturers, as well as their expectations from the union government. Moving on, Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has asked officials to ensure that adequate medical facilities are made available at all health centres, with special focus on primary and community centres across the Union Territory. He reviewed the functioning of Health and Medical Education Department in Srinagar on Monday. Sinha directed that all district hospitals should have dialysis facilities and called for recruitment of specialists in these hospitals, including cardiologists and radiologists. He said that maternity benefits should be made available under Pradhan Mantri Matritva Vandana Yojana to every beneficiary without delay. LG also called for steps to provide additional incentives to doctors serving in rural areas. Referring to rise in COVID-19 cases in Kashmir Division, Sinha asked officials for aggressive contact tracing of the patients to contain the virus, particularly in Srinagar. Some other news now. In Jammu and Kashmir, wreath-laying ceremony of the two martyred CRPF personnel was held in Badgam. The two Jawans were martyred after terrorists attacked a security forces party at a naka in Creedy area of Baramulla district in North Kashmir yesterday. A policeman was also martyred in the attack. In the ensuing encounter, two terrorists were also gunned down. Director General of Police Dilbagh Singh yesterday said top LET commander Sajad Haider from Sopore was among the two slain terrorists. As per DGP, he was instrumental in recruiting a new terrorist and was mastermind behind many attacks on security forces and political activists, while two army men were also injured in the ensuing gunfight. After suspending operation due to darkness yesterday, firing resumed today at the encounter site in Creedy area. Heavy exchange of firing is going on right now. My colleague Salman is joining us with more updates from Kashmir. Salman, what is the latest on the gunfight that is on in Creedy area?
The gunfight was resumed in the morning today. It was suspended yesterday night due to the darkness, and the reports that we got have been that two militants have been killed in this operation, and these two militants were, in fact, this encounter started when a group of militants had attacked a Naka party of CRPF and killed two CRPF men and one special police officer of the Jammu Kashmir Police. So the militants were chased, and therefore it ensued into an encounter. The encounter was stopped yesterday night due to the non-availability of the light, and it has resumed in the morning. We have reports that two army men have been injured, though we did not get confirmation from the army as of yet. But the local reporters that we have in the area have said that two army men have been injured in this gunfight. And the gunfight has resumed, and currently there is a heavy exchange of fire going on.
Right. Salman, also how significant headway it is for the security forces, considering that top LET commander Sajad Haider had been gunned down?
Yeah, definitely it will be a huge success for security forces, because Sajad, which DG yesterday claimed was one of the main recruiters in the North Kashmir, and there has been a subtle shift in the nature of the militancy, as now the focus has definitely shifted towards the north, where there have been many attacks, and therefore it would prove to be hugely significant for security force.
Right there, Salman. Thanks very much for joining us with those inputs from Srinagar. Moving on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday chaired a meeting to review the preparations for the National Master Plan for providing multimodal connectivity to various economic zones. In a tweet message, Prime Minister described it as an important endeavour that will boost productivity, infrastructure, economic progress and opportunities for youngsters. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Railway and Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri were among those who attended this meeting. And Prime Minister Modi will share his Mann Ki Baat with people in India and abroad on 30th August through his popular radio program. In a tweet, Prime Minister Modi said, and I quote, he asked, what do you think should be discussed during this month's Mann Ki Baat, which will take place on the 30th? Record your message by dialing 1-800-11-7800. You can also write on the Namo app or MyGov. Looking forward to your ideas and inputs. International Solar Alliance will showcase state-of-the-art next-generation technologies at the first World Solar Technology Summit. This is going to take place next month. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the summit on September 8th via video conferencing. The summit will be attended by ministers of all ISA member countries and global institutions. The International Solar Alliance will hold the World Solar Technology Summit for the first time on September 8th. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the summit through video conferencing. Participants from 87 countries, Nobel laureates, scientists, engineers and companies working in the field of energy will attend the virtual summit. The summit is aimed at promoting solar energy in countries across the world. Speaking at the curtain raiser of the first World Solar Technology Summit, Union Power and New and Renewable Energy Minister R.K. Singh said, solar is the future and technology would drive the cost of solar down.
ये जो 86-87 देश है, इन सभी लोगों का एक कॉन्फ्रेंस होगा वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग के जरिए, जिसमें कि आज क्या टेक्नोलॉजी का पोजीशन स्टेटस है और किस तरफ टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ रहा है, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी का, विशेषकर सोलर का, और क्या चैलेंजेस आगे हैं और हम लोग का क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए, दुनिया का क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए, इन सभी विषयों पर विचार करेगी। उस समिट का उद्घाटन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी करेंगे।
Delivering the keynote address at the curtain raiser, Union Power Minister and President ISA Assembly R.K. Singh said, the summit will help serve the objective and drive the necessary growth of solar energy around the world through innovations. He said the use of solar power will also reduce the need of coal and petroleum products.
हम लोग का यह विजन है सोलर अलायंस में कि हम लोग हर एक चीज को इलेक्ट्रीफाई करें और इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को हम लोग ग्रीन करें। ग्रीन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की बात हम लोग करते हैं, जहां पर कि बिजली बनाने के लिए आपको कोई चीज जलाने की जरूरत नहीं, कार्बन जलाने की जरूरत नहीं, ये ग्रीन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी की हम बात करते हैं। और ये जो हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, ग्रीन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी पैदा हम कर रहे हैं, उसी से हमारा मोबिलिटी भी हो। जो अभी हम पेट्रोल डीजल से कार चलाते हैं, उसके बदले में हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से कार चलावे, ग्रीन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से कार चलावे, उसी से हमारा कुकिंग भी हो, उसी से हमारा कूलिंग भी हो, उसी से हमारा सारा काम।
The Solar Technology Summit is being organized by International Solar Alliance, headed by India. The ISA, an action-oriented organization, aims at lowering the cost of technology and finance and thereby facilitate deployment of over 1,000 gigawatt of solar energy and mobilize more than $1,000 billion into solar power by 2030 in member countries. Till date, ISA has aggregated a pipeline of solar projects worth $5.5 billion and is working to facilitate financing of solar projects in member countries. Rajesh Raj's report, DD India, New Delhi. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu will announce the Untitled ranking of institutions on innovation achievements 2020 through video conferencing and will present the ranking prizes in 6 categories. A special category for women-only higher educational institutions will also be announced. The rankings will be released in presence of Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal and Union Minister of State for Education Sanjay Shamrat. The ranking is an initiative of Ministry of Education to systematically rank higher education institutions and universities in the country on indicators related to innovation, startup and entrepreneurship development among students and faculty members. President Ramnath Kovind yesterday gave assent to change in the name of Ministry of Human Resource Development as Ministry of Education. The name change was among the key recommendations of the draft new Education Policy 2020, which was also cleared by the Union Cabinet last month. NEP 2020 has proposed a lot of progressive and uplifting changes in the education system. It marks a monumental development in the country's human resource transformation that aims to disrupt the existing Indian education system with ambitious and generational reforms to meet 21st century skills agenda. Some flood updates now. The flood situation in Bihar remains critical even as the catchment areas of various rivers received scanty rainfall yesterday. According to Disaster Management Department, over 81.56 lakh people across 1,311 panchayats of 16 districts are reeling under intense floods. 10 relief camps are being run in flood-affected areas, of which 9 are in Samastipur and 1 in Khagaria. Community kitchen continue to run on large scale as well. River Ganga has crossed the danger mark in Patna, where it is flowing 2 centimeters above the mark. The river Buri Gandak in Samastipur, Rosara and Khagaria is flowing above the danger mark as well. Rest of the rivers, including Mahananda and its tributaries, have gone below the danger mark. Have adopted a receding trend for now. Met Department has predicted light to moderate rainfall in Bihar for the next couple of days. And in Uttar Pradesh, 788 villages across 15 districts have been affected by floods. The district hit by the deluge include Ayodhya, Azamgarh, Barabanki, Basti, Gorakhpur, Sant Kabir Nagar and Sitapur. Sharda River in Lakhimpur and Saryu and Ghagra River in Barabanki are flowing above the danger mark, while water level in River Ganga and Ramganga increased due to continuous rains. 22 teams of NDRF, SDRF and PSC have been deployed in the affected districts for search and rescue operations. District Magistrate Prayagraj and NDRF team also took stock of the situation in Prayagraj's flood-affected districts, and NDRF teams are also assisted by local rescue teams. In Badau, District Magistrate Prashant Kumar visited the village on the banks of Ganga and Ramganga rivers that were particularly affected due to heavy rains. Border Roads Organization has constructed a 180 feet belay bridge in Jauljibi sector of Pithoragarh district, Uttarakhand in less than 3 weeks despite frequent landslides and heavy rains. The 50-meter span concrete bridge was completely washed out in July when cloudburst hit the area. Due to landslides, road communication was also broken. BRO mobilized its bridging resources to construct the bridge. The connectivity will bring relief to some 15,000 people across 20 villages. The constructed bridge has resumed road communication of 66-kilometer road starting from Jauljibi to Monsiari. The bridge will provide essential support in rehabilitating villages. There has been a great improvement in railway surveillance system. Railway Minister Piyush Goyal said Railways has recently procured Ninja unmanned aerial vehicles that will monitor drone railway assets with real-time tracking, video streaming and automatic safe mode and ensure additional security for passengers. In a tweet message, he said, improving surveillance system, Railways has recently procured Ninja unmanned aerial vehicles with real-time tracking, video streaming and automatic fail-safe mode. The drones will enhance monitoring of railway assets and ensure additional safety for passengers. A delegation of BJP leaders led by Karnataka State BJP President Nalin Kumar Katil met State Home Minister Basavaraj Bommai. They discussed the riots that hit 3 police station limits in Bangalore on Tuesday. The delegation urged the State Home Minister to take strict action against the rioters. Nalin Kumar also visited the house of MLA Srinivas Murthy, who was targeted over the post by his nephew Naveen. Then mob burnt his house down. Home Minister Basavaraj Bommai assured of action. A BJP delegation also visited disturbed areas on a fact-finding exercise. Meanwhile, Chief Minister was briefed by the top police officials and Home Minister on the progress made in the investigation. Gujarat cadre IPS officer Rakesh Asthana has been appointed the Chief of Border Security Force and V.S.K. Kamudi, the Special Secretary Internal Security in the Home Ministry. At present, Asthana is working as Director General of Bureau of Civil Aviation Security. BSF is working without a regular chief since March after incumbent V.K. Johri was repatriated to Madhya Pradesh. He later took over as Director General of the State Police. SS Deswal, the Chief of Indo-Tibetan Border Police (ITBP), has been holding the additional charge as DG BSF since March 11th. Asthana's tenure as the BSF DG would be up to July 31st, 2021. That is the date of his superannuation. In a significant step towards space exploration, a team of researchers from Indian Space Research Organisation and Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, have developed a sustainable process to make space bricks on the lunar surface. The process enables making load-bearing bricks by using lunar soil, bacteria and guar beans. Named as space bricks, it could be used to assemble structures for habitation on the lunar surface in future. Sending bricks from Earth is not a viable means, as it takes 7.5 lakh rupees to transport 1 pound of construction material. The process developed now uses urea, which could be mixed with lunar soil, to build structures on the moon. This decreases the overall expenditure considerably. Since guar gum is used instead of cement, there will be a lower carbon footprint as well. The bacteria is added to further crystallize the brick in any shape required. Jammu and Kashmir is on the path of development. Residents in the region are benefiting from the government schemes, and their economic conditions are also improving significantly. Let's take a look at how farmers from this village in Kupwara district of Kashmir are supporting themselves with organic farming.
What is unique is that they themselves prepare vermicompost used in agriculture. Farmers themselves prepare all other items including compost in this part of organic village.
सबसे पहले ये एक बात है कि ये जो ऑर्गेनिक चीज़ जो है ना, जो हम भी खाते हैं और वो खिलाते हैं, सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि बीमारी से हम दूर रह गए इससे। तो अल्लाह ताला ने हमें नजात दिया उन बीमारी से जो केमिकल हम आज तक इस्तेमाल करते आए हैं। तो ये सबसे बड़ी अचीवमेंट है इस चीज़ की। तो दूसरी बात यह है कि इससे बेरोजगारी भी बहुत हद तक यहाँ खत्म हो गई है।
The village got the status of an organic village due to the efforts by the government. These farmers say that their economic conditions have improved significantly due to the development of organic village here. Besides getting better prices, the quality of fruits and vegetables too has improved.
इंशाल्लाह माशाल्लाह मुझे बहुत फायदा आया, मुझे दोगुना से अलावा हो गया, दोगुना से अलावा हो गया। हाँ, मैं इसमें करता नहीं है, केमिकल खाद नहीं लगाता इसमें, ये ऑर्गेनिक लगाते हैं।
तो ये हेल्थ के लिए भी अच्छा है?
ये हेल्थ की भी अच्छा है, और हमको ये भी पता चला डिपार्टमेंट की वजह से सब्जी कैसे कौन सी किस्म क्या करना है, किस वक्त वो क्यों कौन सी सब्जी उगाना है, वो उसी तरह हम उगाते हैं। ये हमारे पास सारी सब्जी है,
क्वालिटी भी अच्छी है।
हाँ, क्वालिटी भी अच्छी है।
The administration plans to connect these farmers' produce with e-mandis. Moreover, there are also plans to develop 7 more villages as organic villages in the next phase. All these initiatives are being taken with an aim to develop the capacity of the land and to increase the income of the farmers.
इस साल कोशिश की गई कि there will be some introduction of new things. जैसे कॉलीफ्लावर उगता ही है, कबेज उगता ही है, चलो ट्रेडिशनल नहीं उगता है तो हम हाइब्रिड सीड दे देंगे। तो इस साल हमने यहाँ इंट्रोडक्शन फर्स्ट टाइम की एक्जॉटिक वेजिटेबल्स की। मैं आपको फार्म पर उसका डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन दे दूँगा। उसमें लेट्यूस हमने किया, इसमें हमने ब्रोकली किया, उसमें पार्सली किया, ब्रसेल्स स्प्राउट किया। यहाँ से ऊपर वाला थोड़ा सा बेल्ट है देदकोट, वहाँ एक्सटेंसिवली ग्रो हो, रिजल्ट्स अच्छे रहे।
Given the importance of horticulture in improvement of economic condition in the district, the administration is taking several steps for its development. About 76,000 farmers linked with 30,000 horticulture land have been registered under PM Kisan Yojana. Apart from this, 28,000 farmers have received various other benefits under Kisan Credit Card Scheme.
So you can see these are the organic produce in my hands, this apple and these cucumbers, and you can see the quality, you can see the variety here, and people are the farmers basically, they are very happy because they are saying that not only they are producing good quality but they are getting good money also. With camera person Saurabh, Ramatyagi, DD News, Kupwara.
Let's now take a look at the updates on COVID-19 from across the world. Over 2.20 crore Coronavirus cases have been registered globally with more than 7.77 lakh casualties related to the disease. As many as 1.47 crore people have recovered from the virus so far. COVID-19 cases have been shooting up in the United States, making it the worst hit the pandemic for several weeks now. The US has over 56.12 lakh cases of the virus, with the death toll past 1.73 lakh mark. United States is followed by Brazil, which has recorded more than 1.08 lakh casualties and over 33.63 lakh cases. Talking in terms of COVID-19 death toll worldwide, US and Brazil are followed by Mexico with the death toll nearing 56,700. Some sports update. Romelu Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez both scored twice as Inter Milan hammered Shakhtar Donetsk to set up a Europa League final showdown with Sevilla. Lautaro Martinez opened the scoring in Dusseldorf, heading home Barella's cross in 19th minute. Danilo Ambrosio extended Inter's lead at the hour mark. Martinez then added his second of the night with a fine finish before Romelu Lukaku, double in 78th and 83rd minute, extended his scoring run in Europa League to 10 matches as Antonio Conte's side ran away with the proceedings. Inter faced five-time Europa League winner Sevilla, who beat Manchester United on Sunday evening in Friday's final in Cologne. And Wimbledon champion Simona Halep will skip the US Open, saying she is putting her health first, prefers to stay in Europe during the coronavirus pandemic. Halep, a former top-ranked player who is currently number 2, won the title in Prague on Sunday. Elsewhere on the men's side, Japanese star Kei Nishikori faces a race against time to be eligible to play after he tested positive for COVID. And 6 hockey players, Manpreet Singh, Surinder Kumar, Jaskaran Singh, Varun Kumar, Krishna B. Pathak and Mandeep Singh, who had tested positive for COVID-19 earlier this month, were discharged from hospital yesterday and are now under quarantine at Sports Authority of India's National Centre of Excellence. And with that, we conclude this bulletin. News and updates continue after a short break. Namaskar.